We've been taught to put our minds together on something and then watch it happen. Goals are actually not effective. And that's the reason a lot of people set goals and they default on their goals. Hi, Sal Muzani here. I'm so glad to be with you on this episode. In this video, I'm going to be breaking down how you could run your race in 2021, how you can set better goals, effective goals. 3 simple steps you would use to set effective goals that will get you better results, faster results, and in record time. Yes, we all set goals. We all want to get better. We want a new year with new year resolutions, new goals. We want to get better with things. We want to be more effective. We want to make more money. However, a lot of people set goals and in 2 weeks, they've already forgotten about their goals. It happens all the time. And this year is going to be different for you. Why? Because if you implement what I'm about to show you, then you would be more effective. All right? So if you're new to this channel, I would like you to consider subscribing, okay? Hit the subscription button below and then be part of this great family. Now, about goal setting. I know you want to set new goals because it's a new year, of course. That seems to be the obvious thing. Everybody is setting goals. Everyone seems to be setting goals. But do not set your goals just because everybody else is setting goals. What do you need to do? Number 1, write down the goals you want to achieve. Write them down. The Bible says, write the vision, make it plain so that whoever sees it will run with it. Okay? Make your vision very plain. Simplify it. Don't make it ambiguous. Just in simple words, I would love to blank, blank, blank. I would like to blank, blank, blank. By 2021, this is who I'm supposed to be. By 2021, I am making some amount of money. It doesn't matter what the goal is, all right? But you have to write them down. It seems like a no-brainer, but a lot of people will prefer to have their goals in their head. And I tell you, your head cannot really help you achieve those goals. You need to have them in your face. Put them where you will see them. You understand? Place them on the refrigerator. Put them on the ceiling. Put them behind the doors. Everywhere. So that you are seeing your goals every day. Now, writing your goals down will not automatically make them to become realities in your life. No. Number 2, you need to talk about your goals. When you speak words about your goals, the things you need to achieve, you breathe life into them. When you talk about things, they seem to somehow appear. You've seen someone and you just realize that, hey, I've been thinking about this person and I've been talking about this person, and suddenly the person just shows up. Yes, it happens all the time. So you need to speak about your goals. Now, speaking about your goals also helps you speak to your subconscious, which is actually what makes all these things work. Let me tell you how powerful the subconscious is. Have you ever seen a good movie? Have you ever listened to a beautiful music? There are movies you see and you start crying. Why do you cry when you see nice movies? It doesn't matter how many times you've seen the movie. It still evokes that emotion. Because our subconscious doesn't know the difference between reality and fake. And that's the reason if you watch a horror movie, sometimes you start seeing the things you saw in the movie. Yes, you sleep, you see the pictures. Because our subconscious actually takes the things we feed it. We have the 5 senses through which we feed the subconscious. And this is so important that your subconscious is fed the right things every day. It's very important. Do you understand? So, when you want to set your goals, you write them down and you speak about the goals. You talk about it. Become a better person so that you can achieve the goals. You need to start talking about those goals, because when you speak, you are talking to your subconscious. And as you keep talking to your subconscious, the truth is your subconscious will reject most of your goals if they are very big. But as you keep talking to your subconscious, by voicing out the goals, your subconscious mind is going to absorb the goals. And guess what? We'll give you opportunities. We'll start bringing out opportunities through which you can actually actualize the goals. Yeah, that's what happens all the time. All right? Now, you have your goals written down. You are speaking your goals out. You're talking about your goals. The third step is very, very crucial. And how crucial is it? That you have to break down in bits and pieces what you need to do, the actionable steps you need to take, the actionable steps you need to take, the actionable steps. What do you need to do? Who do you need to become? Who do you need to meet with? What kind of person do you need to become to be able to achieve these goals? What bad habits do you need to give off? What good habits do you need to acquire so that you can become that person that will attract these goals to yourself? So you need to write down the things you need to avoid, the things you need to start doing, the relationships you need to break, and the associations you need to sever, the kind of people you need to start following up, the books you need to start reading, the things you need to put into practice, because goals in themselves will never become a reality. In fact, a lot of people have dreams and they call it goals. When you don't write down your goals, they are just dreams, they are wishful thinking, building castles in the air. But when you've written down a goal, I'm saying this because this is the new year, and I know you want to have a better life in your business, in expanding your business. Maybe if you are a network marketing professional, you want to hit a certain rank, you want to get yourself to the next level, or in your family, you want a better family, you want a better relationship with your spouse, you want to become more spiritual, you want to draw closer to God. Whatever the dream is, or the goal is, to separate it from mere wishful thinking, you need to write those things down and then put a date behind them when you want them accomplished. Do you understand? Then after you've written down your goals, you need to break it down in bits and pieces. What you need to do. Do you understand? What you need to do. And when you have done that, then it's beginning to look like a goal, or they are beginning to look like goals. So what do you need to do? You've identified your goals. You need to speak about your goals. Talk about your goals. As you're talking about your goals, you have them written down, the steps you need to take to get those goals accomplished. And finally, this is going to be a bonus to the three things. So let's say you've identified your goals, you've written them down, you started speaking about your goals, you've written down and broken down the bits and pieces, the actionable steps, the things you need to do so that those goals can become realities in your life. The final and most important part you need to play is to understand that goals in themselves are not effective. Yes, we've been taught to set goals. We've been taught to put our minds together on something and then watch it happen. Goals are actually not effective. And that's the reason a lot of people set goals and they default on their goals and they lose sight of their goals and they say, okay, next year I'm going to set a new goal. And you've been setting goals now for maybe 10 years and you've not really actualized your goals. The reason is very simple. You are racing against an external factor. What happens when you decide to focus on yourself? Now, when you set goals, you want to be this particular thing and then you're working hard towards it. Usually, without realizing it, we set goals to compete with another person. We set goals to compete with our mentor. We set goals to compete with something you've seen or a particular person we've seen. So we sort of compare ourselves with these successes of these people without actually realizing it. That's what goal setting does for you. Because you want to ask yourself, okay, I want to set a goal. I want to increase my cash flow to $10,000 every month. You start searching your head. Who do I know that has achieved $10,000 every month? Who, within my sphere of influence, has $10,000 coming in every month? You think about the person. You think, okay, I have this guy in my team. I have my in-law. I have my cousin. Now, if you feel $10,000 every month is achievable, you say, okay, fine, I can do $10,000 because I know a few persons that are at the level of $10,000. So let me see if I can do that. So you're actually pegging yourself against those people because they've achieved this thing you want to achieve, and so you want to be like them without actually not realizing it. And that is why sometimes we may not be able to live up to the expectation of getting these things done, actualized. And that's why a lot of people fail in setting their goals. So take it from me today. You may not necessarily need to set a goal. So what do you need to do? John C. Maxwell, in his beautiful book, Leadership, compared setting goals and focusing on growth. What do you think? Goals or growth? Goals, growth. We found out that if you focus on growing instead of a specific goal, you would most likely achieve better results growing than pursuing goals. So what do you need to do right now? What you need to do is you've identified your goals, you've written them down. Don't call them goals. Speak about them and break down the things you need to do. However, the shift in mindset here is that you are now competing against yourself. Let's say you want to become a better person, you want to have better health, and you ask yourself, what do I need to do to improve my health? So you tell yourself, I'm going to take it beats after beats, one after the other. So I'm going to stop eating certain kind of meal at a particular time. And what do I have to do that? Because I know I want to be better. So this is a growth thing for me. If I am going to skip, using the skipping rope as an example, if I will be skipping every morning, growing means that I'm getting better. Do you understand? I'm getting better because growth is a continuous thing. You could set a goal, hit the goal, and go back to where you used to be. But growth is about growing. It's about getting better. You have financial issues. You have debts piled up. So you start by solving the debt issue one after the other. What do you need to do? You pick up one, you're owing to so-and-so person, or you are indebted to so-and-so person. What do you need to do? You tell yourself, this year, I'm not going to borrow bad debts. I'm not going to be on bad debts this year. You know, there are good debts and there are bad debts. Good debts are debts where you invest. You borrow money to invest in your business, in your future, in yourself, because it's going to give you the returns. Bad debt is, for instance, borrowing to pay school fees, borrowing or even taking a loan to pay off for a house where you're going to live in. You could take a loan and pay for blocks of flats where you're going to rent so that monies will come in from the flat and you pay off your debts. That's a good debt. Borrowing to buy a personal car that is not going to bring you money into your business, but you could borrow to invest into your business knowing that it's going to bring you returns. You understand? So those are the two different things. So you tell yourself, on no condition should I be found taking loans that will sink me deeper into debt. So that is growing. So you cut off that hole, that black hole through which you keep sinking yourself into debt. That is one. Secondly, you tell yourself, no matter how much I make, I'm going to put aside a certain figure that I'm going to reinvest back into the business. Because if I reinvest money back into the business, my business is going to grow. Remember what I said earlier in my former videos. I have videos on this where I discussed about saving money and investing. So most people prefer to save for the sake of saving, not knowing that you should invest. And some people will ask, so how do I invest when I don't even have money? Yeah, it's a very simple thing. When you make money, don't put it in the bank. Reinvest it into your business. Yes, until such a time as when you have big investments coming out. When you've reinvested, and so much money is coming in, you can now invest into instruments that can yield you more money. Yes, not putting the money in the bank. No. At no time should you actually put your money in the bank. I know this goes against everything you learned at home. It goes against everything your parents told you. I understand that. But I'm telling you, except your parents are millionaires, do not pay attention to their financial advice. Take advice from people who are millionaires, people who have results. That's my 1 cent, by the way. Yeah. So, 4 things we've looked into. Number 1 is setting goals for the new year. Write down your goals, because when goals are not written down, they are mere wishful thinking. They are just dreams, building castles in the air. Write down your goals, identify those goals, and speak about your goals. Talk about your goals. Give life to your goals by speaking about it. When you talk about your goals, you are feeding your subconscious mind. And your subconscious mind is where things happen. You understand? That is the real people. That is the real engine room where you bring out who you are, who you really are. That's your core. Thirdly, break down the steps you need to take so that you can achieve those goals. And finally, the bonus I gave is this, that you shouldn't even be setting goals because you should be focused on growing. You identify a goal. Don't look at it as per, I'm going to build on this, I'm going to set this goal, and I'm going to get it achieved. When you set a goal, it's like you're a hunter. You're focusing on a prey, you're focusing on a game, and then you kill the game and, the hunting session ends. But when you are focused on growth, you are like a farmer. You're farming knowing that the more the harvest will be next year. And the year following it will even be better. The bumper the harvest, the more bumper the harvest is, the better the harvest will always be. You understand? As a farmer. And you bring in so much harvest that you start looking for new places to farm. So you're getting wealthier, you're getting richer. So you're building on the strength of what you've developed. And once you master a skill, you're building on top of it. And you become better. And you keep getting better. Do you understand? If your goal is to just do 50 push-ups, when you get to 50, you stop. But when you know your goal is about growth, it's about growing. You get to 50, you push it to 51, to 55, to 58, to 60. So you're growing. Same with your finances. When you've taken yourself off debt, you have a lot of debt hanging on your neck. When you've worked out your debt, and by cutting off the source of debt, by telling yourself, I'm not going to find myself again in bad debts, and then you cut off that supply, and then you now focus on investment. You make money, don't use everything to service your debts. Take out a percentage. What I typically do is this. When I make money, I remove my tithe. I'm a tither. I talk about tithing all the time because I believe tithing is one principle that guarantees prosperity. It's what I believe in. It's what has worked for me. Do you understand? I'm not asking you to do the same, but I'm telling you this is what has worked for me and it's working for me. So I remove my tithe. I have a few other things I do, partnerships, and then, partnerships in church. And then I take a particular amount and I reinvest it back. Do you understand? So I keep reinvesting back the money until my business starts exploding to that point when I can, in one fell swoop, I can actually gather a large chunk of investments or get a large chunk of money and then use it to play in a bigger field. That's the whole idea. Become a major player, become a bigger player, looking for equity. You understand? That's what separates you from every other person. The goal is this: to hit the high level income skill, whatever that income skill is. But whatever skill you have that can give you $10,000 every month, that's a high income skill. So get yourself to that threshold, $10,000 every month. Then the second stage is to 10x that activity or the group of activities that brought you to the $10,000 every month. 10x it. Multiply the cash flow, because cash flow is king. Then when the cash flow is coming, don't take it to the bank. No, reinvest it into your business. Reinvest it into yourself. Reinvest it into what you're doing. To the point where you have a lot of money coming in, then you can become a larger player. That doesn't mean that if 10,000 is coming in and a few monies are coming in, you cannot become an investor. You can. I'm only saying that you can, if you're investing at that level, it won't be so significant. You could test you could test the waters. Get yourself familiarize yourself with investing and all you need to do. Do you understand? But 10x by investing into yourself, in your business, in your principles, in your tools, in your machineries, in networks, in relationships, in things that will help you move your business from where it is to where you want it to be. There's a difference between a business that brings in $10,000 every month and one that brings in $100,000 every month. It's all about reinvestment. So today, I'm so glad we've gotten to this point. And if you are here for the first time, consider subscribing. This is the Bootstrap Entrepreneur, where you can bootstrap yourself to the level you want to be in business and in life. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all we've learned. Happy New Year once more. Let's get to the next level. See you at the next episode.